think about, let's roast bOtEz a little more since I'm known as a hater. Like, let's do the bare minimum amount that we can get to, like 1,700 FIDE, which is Andrea, 2,000 FIDE, which is Alex, which you might think, oh, that's better than you, and that's a good level. But there's literally thousands of people, like 20,000 people who are at that level or above. I personally know a couple of people who are, I've at least interacted with them through, all this experience. So what credit do they get? The whole irony of it is when people talk about women in chess and the special titles that they shouldn't have because they, just treat them as equal, don't give them special treatment. The whole irony of it is, what are the chances that a mere 2,000 or below 2,000 FIDE player would get the kind of attention that some of these channels have gotten? Anna Kramling, bOtEz, whatever, this Jules chess is now rising up. What are the chances they would get that if they were a 2,000 FIDE player? Like, if I'm 2,000 FIDE right now, would that happen? So it's a cult of personality argument. It could be a Stimuli Acme argument, like I say, right? It could be a lot of different things, but it's certainly not being good. So, right, how many GMs and titled players and other people, don't get that kind of attention? Or you could say, oh, well, they're not putting themselves out there, like, by streaming, or maybe they are too, but it's about something different. So as long as you acknowledge that, that's fine. But there's like some weird pretense where they always say, oh, we're top 1%, but like, okay, but somebody who's that's such a phony thing too. But like, if you're top 0.01%, then what credit do you get for that? So you're getting credit for other things, again, face cam, cult of personality, Stimuli Acme, whatever you want to call it. But no, there's like a reverse feedback loop, almost overcorrection fallacy with that. Like, oh, you think women have somehow been mistreated in chess over the years, which individual cases, sure. But generally speaking, it's like, if you're good, they can't stop you from playing. If you're good, just play. You know what I mean? Like, the chess speaks for itself. But the point is that now you're giving undue, like, okay. The real life queens, or like, this is one of the most triggering articles that I've shown this on stream before, and I am absolutely like, the levels at which this is factually, objectively incorrect, invalid, fallacious article is just mind-boggling. Okay, meet the modern-day Beth Harmon, a chess influencer who started training when she was 6 years old. Now, let's try to understand this. Number one is, to the extent that Beth Harmon was world champion, even against men, right? The better comparison would be Judith Polgar or somebody like that who's at least a GM+. So Alex bOtEz, even in this stupid comparison, right, Alex bOtEz would be the furthest person from that because she's a mere 2,000 FIDE player, right? Which is, again, okay, but this would be super grandmaster level, which there have been grandmasters. So on that direct level, you're inaccurate, right? Even if you wanted to make a comparison to this, right, it would be completely Judith Polgar, other GMs, one of her sisters, Hao Yifan, whoever you want to use, right? So that's completely invalid. That's not even remotely close. But this is like, sort of shows you the myopic marginalization view that sometimes people have towards things, right? That, oh, there's this woman playing chess. Wow. So there you go. They're both women and they both play chess. Like that's literally what this is like basically doing. The real life Beth Harmon, like, bro, just 6 national. She was good as a kid, to be fair, relatively. She did some impressive things as a kid, but I mean, on the flip side, you really peaked early because you didn't get much better from there. There's a great irony in this whole story because not to be taken seriously as a female player. Oh, like a female player who would get a ton of it. That's a form of not being, you realize that, right? Being so popular is a form of not being taken so seriously. So you should be upset about that, then unsubscribe to her now. Like, the fact that, oh, millions of people are amazed that, wow, look, this girl can play chess, and we stereotypically think that women can't play chess, even though that's not accurate at all, because I've just named several who are really actually all-time great players and world-class players. But no, it's like this perception, like, oh, we don't associate we don't associate chess with women, and we don't think women can be good at chess. So, oh my goodness, look at this chess player who's a woman, and wow, what a contrast, and we got to make a whole spectacle out of it. That's part of the reason why she's so popular. So that negative stereotype of women is part of the reason why you're popular. So you actually benefited from what otherwise would be seen as a negative thing, like these, which are not even accurate, right? It's not even true. She holds an imaginary title that doesn't actually exist, right? That's based that she's getting preferential treatment for her gender on 2 counts. One, that she's getting a special title that otherwise wouldn't be there, that she couldn't even use as window dressing, right, in a title, but also like whatever for her sake, description and stuff. But also, right, it's that's really how stupid people are. That they look at it in that myopic way, like, oh look, a woman playing chess. What a spectacle. We got to really marginalize this. This is Beth Harmon. Like, this is how people think about it. It's similar to something that I was part of a discussion like that about presidential elections. Like, why did Obama win? And again, it's not saying there's anything wrong with any of these things, but like, why did Obama win? Oh, because he was black. That's the only reason why. People wanted something different and new, so they wanted the first black president, so that's why he won. That's how simply the masses think about something. Or why did they vote for Hillary? Or why would Hillary have won? Oh, because she's the first female, so that's why she would have won. Like, or why do people vote for Trump? Because he's an outsider to politics. That's why. Like, it's something as simple as that, which might seem dumb, but that's actually how people think on a mass scale. Is a modern version of the Queen's Gambit star, not the Grandmasters, who were actually, there's multiple articles like this too. Like, what? Yes, remember in the Queen's Gambit where she turned on a microphone and started to play 2000 FIDE chess? That was my favorite part of the show. I don't know, man. It's just, ooh, what is this notation? It's showing her most noteworthy game against who? Like, in what? Most played opening is the King's Indian Defense. 2016 chess Olympiad. Anything that happened after she started streaming would just be a poor taste. But chess is real Beth Harmon. They keep bringing up somebody. Yeah, Vera Menchik. But I don't know if it's based on just one person. Whether she deserves the title, yeah, fuck no. I'll answer it for you, Anna Rudolph. Fuck no, she doesn't deserve it. Judith Polgar, even Judith Polgar doesn't deserve it. Because literally, like, with all due respect, right, I literally wrote a short story about her. Even she, a 2700 rated super grandmaster who beat Garry Kasparov and Magnus in certain games, obviously one game, whatever. Even she's not Beth Harmon, because Beth Harmon won the world championship overall. Like, right, relative to the time period and everything, she beat the male world champion in an actual world championship match, which even Judith Polgar didn't do that. I love it. Look at this. You're not even right in a literal sense. It's a stupid article, stupid premise, stupid comparison anyway to do it anyone. But you're not even accurate on that basis. That two have nothing in common. Am I the real life Beth Harmon? The real life Beth Harmon wouldn't ask such a peevish question, right? Judith Polgar doesn't give a shit. She rejected all the kind of attention she got too for being a woman. Like, she was always, she shunned the women's titles. She shunned women's tournaments. She just played just to play because she was just too good for that. Like, that's how she treated it, right? She didn't hide behind that. Right, Judith Polgar would always have been in favor of that. Like, we don't need women's titles. Just play the game. The game speaks for itself. She always shunned that. I don't care. It's just stupid. Playing since she was 6. Like, oh, wow. So, and you're only 2000 FIDE. Like, what the fuck, dude? Just turn it into a roast of bOtEz. Or that was one of my funniest titles actually ever. Is like, if Hikaru's motto is take, then bOtEz's should be fake. Because, like, whatever, just their content being fake, or There's just something about that that disturbs me at a deep level. Like, who cares about chess really, and who cares about her really? But it's supposed to be a meritocracy, right? Chess is supposed to be one of the last true meritocracies in the world, where it's just about your ability and nothing else, how good you are and nothing else. And even that has to be corrupted by cult of personality and all this kind of shit. So that's the whole irony. Even in saying Judith Polgar, you're still giving her undue treatment for being a woman, because every other 2,700 rated player in history, of which there haven't been that many, I couldn't name their names off as quickly as hers, right? But I've talked about her countless times. Oh, that's because she's a woman. So even then, even being a 2,700 rated super grandmaster, we still give her special treatment for being a woman, because, oh my goodness, right? We know her name, but we don't know every single other 2,700 rated player's name in history, of which there are several, right? We don't pay as much attention to them, but we do it to her. So we still get, even that's undue emphasis, even that's undue attention. But you're trying to tell me, I don't care.